Wait, isn't Wolverine a Marvel character? And usually a man? Isn't Nightwing a adopted son of Batman and a DC character? Sticks and Snicks by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo from the DC published DC/Marvel Batman and Deadpool cross publishing company crossover anthology book. This anthology, alongside the Marvel published Marvel/DC Deadpool and Batman crossover, are the first crossovers between the DC and Marvel companies since the 4-part JLA/Avengers event in 2004. Tom Taylor, the current writer of Batman's Detective Comics, was previously the writer of an iconic Nightwing run with art by Bruno Redondo, and was also the writer for an iconic Marvel comic run, the all-new Wolverine for the Laura Kinney Wolverine. To start, a quick recap of the main characters. Dick Grayson, the Nightwing in this story, was created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger, first appearing in 1940 as the original incarnation of Robin, Batman's teen, crime-fighting partner after his parents are tragically murdered in a sabotaged circus act. In 1984's Tales of the Teen Titans issue 44 by Marv Wolfman and George Perez, Dick Grayson, now a young adult, is inspired to become his own hero with the new name of Nightwing. Dick carries a pair of escrimus clubs made from an unbreakable polymer that were wielded as both offensive and defensive weapons. Some depictions display these tools with a mechanism to shoot a grappling hook attached to a swing line, while in other instances they can act as line guns, similar to the ones Batman uses. The clubs could also be thrown with such skill by Grayson, and possibly due to their design, that they could ricochet off walls and objects to hit multiple targets, then return to his hands. Dick Grayson has had a number of romantic interests, though the main one during the Tom Taylor run was Barbara Gordon, also known as Batgirl or Oracle. To learn more about Barbara Gordon, watch the Batgirls comic club. Nightwing's hometown, when not in Gotham, is usually Bloodhaven. Nightwing's costume has evolved over the decades, away from its 70s disco-style origin to the costume seen in the Snikts and Sticks story. It's worth noting that there is overlap in personality and skill sets between the Robins, which will vary depending on the creative team writing them. Generally, though, Dick Grayson was the happy-go-lucky fun Robin that quipped a lot. He was a competent detective with the patience and compassion required for solid leadership and mentorship skills. Skill-wise, he's known as the best acrobat, gymnast, and aerialist of the Robins. For a more in-depth profile on Nightwing, visit the Titans Comic Club recording or the Nightwing Leaping into the Light recording. During Tom Taylor's run, Nightwing rescues a 3-legged dog being abused on the streets of Bloodhaven and adopts her, calling her Haley, aka Bitewing. At one point during the Tom Taylor run, an interdimensional imp temporarily gives Bitewing powers, including the ability to talk. Laura Kinney, a Christopher Yost and Craig Kyle creation, first appeared in the 2003 NYX series and is a mutant artificially created by The Facility, a sub-branch continuation of the Weapons Plus project, using Wolverine's DNA to craft the perfect killer that would act as their private assassin. When the top-secret program attempting to create the original Weapon X experiment that involves the feral mutant Logan failed to secure a test subject that they could find would survive the bonding process of the virtually unbreakable metal adamantium to their skeleton, they instead sought to take the project in a new direction, recruiting renowned mutant geneticist Dr. Sarah Kinney and tasking her with creating a clone. Using the only available genetic sample from Weapon X, which was damaged, they were unable to salvage the Y chromosome after 22 attempts. Kinney proposed they create a female clone instead, and though her request was initially denied, she still went ahead and produced a viable female embryo using some of her own genetic material to complete the process. Subject X-23. X-23's aging was accelerated so her mutant gene could activate and her claws be coated in adamantium, 2 claws from each hand and 1 claw in each foot. Greed and a desire for power saw the program tear itself apart, with X-23 being the weapon of choice, including X-23 killing her own mother figure, Sarah. As Sarah lay dying, Sarah named X-23 Laura. X-23 tracked Wolverine down at Xavier's mansion, confronting Logan, facing her biological father for the first time. She engaged him in a battle, defeating him via tactics and superior maneuverability, after which she told him she had come to eliminate him and then herself, so no more mutant weapons like herself could be created. Logan told her she could eliminate him if she wanted to, but he wouldn't let her unalive herself. He also revealed that he was aware of X-23's ordeal, having received a detailed letter from her biological mother, Sarah, prior to her passing. Laura has been both a member of the X-Men and X-Force teams as X-23, gradually growing closer to her biological father. After the apparent death of Logan, Laura took up the Wolverine mantle, sharing the Wolverine title with Logan when he returned from the dead. During Tom Taylor's all-new Wolverine run, Laura learns Alchemax genetics created 10 clones of Laura, most of which have since died. Laura encountered one of the clones, Gabby, who, like Laura, possesses augmented healing ability, natural strength, speed, agility, endurance, and reflexes. Gabby has 2 retractable bone claws, one in each arm. Due to Alchemax genetics experiments, Gabby is unable to feel pain. During the destruction of Alchemax genetics, Laura allowed Gabby to stay with her while it was decided what was to become of Gabby. Gabby preferred to stay with Laura. However, Laura intended to find a safe place elsewhere that Gabby could live a normal life, away from the chaos and danger of a superhero. Gabby's resistance and fear of being left alone dredged up painful memories of Laura's own desire to be a family with Logan. It took a visit by Squirrel Girl, who arrived bearing an actual Wolverine she had named Jonathan, for Laura to realize the best place for Gabby all along was with her, Laura. Gabby has begun operating alongside her sister Laura under the codename Honey Badger. For more information on Squirrel Girl, stay tuned for later in 2026 when we will be covering the unbeatable Squirrel Girl comic. In Sticks and Snicks, Gabby Kinney, the clone of Laura Kinney, Wolverine, is missing in Gotham City. Wolverine searches for her and tries to contact Batman, whom is unavailable. His protege, Nightwing, offers his help to find Gabby. Hunting Gabby's scent through the Gotham sewers, they find Gabby in a cage and rescue her. Suddenly, Killer Croc appears and attacks them. Fearfully, Croc stops, and Gabby reveals that she was not kidnapped by him. Instead, Killer Croc had actually taken Jonathan, Gabby's pet Wolverine. I suspect the same Wolverine that Squirrel Girl had brought them. Nightwing subdues Croc, and later at the clock tower, the duo, along with Gabby and Barbara Gordon, sit down and eat Chinese food with Jonathan and Haley, Nightwing's dog. Gabby asks Nightwing if Batman is his father, to which Nightwing responds yes, as Batman adopted Nightwing as his ward for many years. Afterward, Nightwing and Wolverine leave, and on the rooftop talk about their childhoods, the giant steps they walk in, and the pressure those footsteps are made with. Nightwing and Wolverines are the only ones who can understand what it's like to live up to the best there is at what they do, as the non-traditional children of Batman and the original Wolverine. This was probably my favorite of all the stories across both anthology comic books Marvel and DC released in 2025, with both Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo telling an engaging story with incredible artwork while having to fill in new readers to both characters while working with a limited number of pages. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out some of the other videos on this channel. And make sure to read the full story on the DC Infinite app or at your local comic and book stores.